Okay, record. Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to show that again. Okay, so starting over, I just want to recognize you guys for doing all of this. And today, because I'm talking about attracting the right people to you to social media, I just wanted to highlight the fact that, obviously I got recognition for being number 74, but it's literally only because I attracted amazing people like you on this screen right here who did an amazing job last month and are continuing to. So I want to teach you guys to do the same exact thing because you guys are the ones who really deserve like the credit. So that being said, that's what we're talking about today, is attracting the right people to you using social media. It really depends on how you want to run your business. Like for me, I've had to run my entire business on social media, and I think doing it face to face is great too. But I really haven't had a big opportunity to do that. So that's your call. But this is what's worked for me, so that's what I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so first of all, why is social media important? It really just helps you to reach so many more people than you ever could face to face. I think it's awesome to meet people face to face because you can just really connect with them a little bit better when you see somebody face to face. You can really build a quick relationship with them and stuff. But it's also limiting you because it's like, I know for me, I'm super busy. I'm a mom. I'm like stuck in the house half the time anyways. And on top of that, I'm in Russia. So it's not like I can go out and meet tons of people. So this just helps you to meet so many more people, and it allows you to build your network a lot faster. And then also, honestly, social media is the best marketing tool that we have for ourselves, other than our own like bodies, I guess, in this sort of way that, you're out and about, like talking to people and letting them see your own transformation. Social media is the best way to really market yourself. And it allows you to just share you with lots of people. It allows you to build your business faster, like I said, because you're able to meet a lot more people than you could just going out and about. Unless you're in, like if some of you guys are in a profession where you're meeting tons of people on a daily basis, like maybe you're a personal trainer, or I don't know, I honestly don't know, maybe you're like a sales rep or something and you just meet new people all the time, which I'm not. So this is the fastest way for me to build my business. And social media, it can really like kind of make or break your business because you are sharing things that could be personal. And if you use it correctly, it can be really awesome. But if you use it incorrectly, it could kind of slow you down too. And really, the only wrong ways to use social media are if you're just portraying yourself, like obviously as a salesperson and you're posting links and you're just posting flyers all the time, that's probably going to hurt you. Or the biggest thing that's going to hurt you is if you don't post at all. And I see so many coaches and they'll come to me like, I'm having trouble, like, I'm not getting a lot of leads. I'm not getting people who are interested. And then I go to their Facebook page and they haven't posted in like 5 days, like anything. And then the last post they posted has nothing to do with fitness or Beachbody or anything. So I'm like, well, you're not sharing yourself. You're not sharing what you're doing. You're not sharing your journey. So how is anybody supposed to know what you're doing and that you are like, that this is legit, because you're not sharing it? So if you're just kind of starting and stopping and you're posting for a few days here and then you stop posting, that is going to slow down your business. So you do have to be consistent and use it correctly. All right, so how to attract good coaches through your confidence. So the biggest thing to attract the right type of people into your business is that you are confident. I've shared this before, but like before I became a Beachbody coach, I was not confident in myself at all. Just like I would probably say most people aren't. A lot of people get into this business and they're scared. And I was the same way. I was scared because I had no experience. I had no idea how to run a business. I really didn't even know much about Beachbody to begin with. So I had no reason to believe that I could be good at this. So therefore, I had no confidence. So how do you build confidence? If you're that person that really isn't that confident, you don't really want to share on social media, I'm telling you right now, that was me too. And so what I did was I did a lot of personal development. And the biggest thing is that you're working on yourself more than you're doing anything else. Because if you can really just kind of zone in on you and figuring out what will make you a better person, that'll make you more confident in turn. And in doing that, you've got to do the 3 vital behaviors. So obviously that's personal development, and that's sharing the products in your journey with them on social media, and that you're using them every single day. And obviously you're just being a product of the product. You also need to be active and present in your training, because that is personal development too. So like getting on these team calls and, literally like just when you have free time, like getting on YouTube and looking up other coaches and thinking of areas that you're lacking in, whether it's social media or whether it's inviting or whatever it is, like when you dive into that kind of personal development and training, it makes you more confident. And then helping other people makes you more confident too. So you kind of just have to fail forward and try things and help people, and talk to people, and get challengers and try to help them get results and help your coaches. And that makes you more confident too, because you're just out there and you're trying. And it's not something that happens overnight. So I'm not expecting anyone to just wake up tomorrow morning, you're like the most confident person in the world. But you have to believe that you can get better and that you are trying to build your confidence. And it really is like a mental thing. So once you start thinking about it, that you want to be a more confident person, that's really the most important thing, because people want to be around people that are confident. If you're scared to share what you're doing, if you're scared, and I say all this stuff because I've been that person. I was the person that was scared to share. I was the person that was nervous about posting anything. I didn't want to share my progress. I didn't want to share, my story with being a coach or whatever. But when you start doing it, the types of people that you want to attract will start kind of filtering into your life, because that confidence in what you're doing really shines and people want to be a part of that. So work on you first. The next thing is just professionalism, like trying to be professional. So I know for me that just meant like really taking this seriously and not making this more than just a hobby. It's not just something I kind of do a little here and there on the side. It's something that like I really want to build into a legitimate business. And so I'm going to treat it like it's a legitimate business. So looking at other businesses, like if there's any businesses that you follow, maybe on Facebook or on Instagram or something, what about those people or those businesses do you admire? What kinds of things can you pull from what they're doing and implement into your own business? Another thing I did was like I had like professional, well, they aren't really professional photos, but I had a friend who was a semi-professional photographer. I had her take pictures of me because I was like, I want to present myself in a certain way. I want to attract the right type of client, the right type of person to myself. So I had some nice pictures taken of myself. I didn't want an iPhone. Not that iPhone selfies are bad. I take a lot of iPhone selfies, but for certain situations, I wanted to have those nicer looking pictures to present myself in that sort of way. And I mean, that's not something you have to pay a lot of money for. I gave my friend like some Shakeology samples and that kind of worked out. So, I mean, if you know somebody who has a nice camera, you can do that. But I think that actually really helped me when I did it, because it just presented me in a little bit better, more professional manner than I had been presented. Can you just mute your
Sorry, I didn't realize.
That's okay. All right, and then so the next thing is belief. So you have to be so confident and believe in what you're doing here. So do you believe right now that this is the best business out there, or do you have hesitations in what you're doing? Because if you don't believe that this is an amazing business, if you don't believe that these products are amazing and they can help anybody, then you're not going to attract other people who feel that way as well. So you're going to attract people into the business who are unsure, and maybe they are hesitant and they're not wanting to make this a legitimate business because they don't have belief in the products and they don't have belief in the fact that this business works. So you have to be like that walking, talking billboard for Beachbody and for, you know, everything that Beachbody stands for as far as the business and the products. And a really great way, as far as, you know, just going again into being a proof the product works, is make sure you've completed a program. Like, you have to have some, it doesn't have to be like life altering results. You could have maybe, you know, lost a couple pounds, or maybe just mentally, like being able to complete a full program. It helped you figure out, you know, how to eat a little bit better, or it just made you a stronger person in general. Like, it doesn't have to be like these life-altering results that you've had and you've lost 100 pounds or you've lost 50 pounds. It can be just something mental that made you a stronger person. So complete a program. And then drinking Shakeology obviously every day, because again, like, how can you talk to people about getting started on Shakeology and expect them to drink it every day and, you know, go on auto ship and get it delivered to them every month if you're not doing the same thing? Like, you have to know that these products have absolute value to you in your life, and be able to share that with other people so that they feel the same way. And you're going to start attracting those type of people who really know, like, yeah, Shakeology is literally the best nutrition you can ever get. And if you believe that and you're living that, like you're living that as your truth, you're that walking billboard for it, you're going to start attracting people who kind of want that same thing. And then, I mean, just fake it till you make it. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, when I finally like figured out how to be confident in myself and confident in what I was doing, like, I wasn't making any money, but I was posting like I was, and I was sharing like I was, and I was just doing all of the things that I saw other successful people doing. And I wasn't there yet, but I was faking it because I knew I was going to get there someday. So fake it till you make it. Okay. Really important is for using social media is obviously building your network. So in the beginning, you know, those first few months as a coach, like, you can get people through your warm market. So that's your friends and family. That's the friends you already have on Facebook who are seeing your posts and things like that. But sooner or later, you'll end up kind of seeing that warm market slow down. And I will say your warm market never completely stops. Like, I still get people kind of like coming through the woodworks that were in my warm market. Like, I just had a girl sign up yesterday who was one of my first friends that I talked to about Beachbody in the very beginning, and she never signed up, but, you know, she came around and she just decided, you know, a year and a half later almost, that she wanted to do it. So people will still come through the cracks, but you will see your warm market slow down at a certain point. And that happened to me probably like, I'm not even sure, maybe like 6 to 8 months into the business. I noticed like a huge drop, and it depends how fast you're moving. So if you're hitting, and it depends how many friends you have on Facebook too, But if you're hitting, Success Club 30, your warm market might slow down really quickly because you've signed up so many people. So you got to expand it. So there's a lot of ways to do that. And if you've gone through the training groups, yeah, you already know some of these ways. But what I did first was I added people that I might know. So like if you type in on Facebook, like people you may know, or you can even go to like your friends page, like friends list, and see who you have mutual friends with, and you can add those people as friends. And just what I would do, like, is if they accepted my friend requests, I would just send them a message saying like, hey, thanks for adding me. I remember you from this, that, and the other, whatever it was, high school or something. And so I just wanted to connect, like, how are you? How are things going? And just get to know them a little bit. But that's a new person that you've added to your network that you might be able to connect with. And then just getting to know people in all areas. So like, this is another thing, like face to face, if you meet somebody out and about, like asking them, hey, are you on Facebook, and adding them. That's a really great way to add people to your network. And then Facebook groups is another great way. I've met a lot of amazing girls that are on our team from Facebook groups. So searching, different interests that you might have. I don't know, for me, I connect with a lot of girls in like the Basketball Wives group, because that's just really relevant to my life. And there's a lot of coaches on our team that I've met in that group. And then different groups, as far as like parenting groups, mom groups, if you like, a certain football team or, sports team, maybe you can connect with people that way. Or you just got to kind of find like what types of different things you like and look for Facebook groups. Like you can type it into the search bar, and just kind of, be active in those groups and get to know people. All right. And then the biggest way, I think the best way to find people who, I shouldn't say the best way, but just a really great way to find people who are like you, to attract and to get to know, is on a Facebook page. So like a business page. And this is something that I want you guys to, I think it's really good to start your Facebook page like within your first couple months as a coach. But I also want you to know, like, this is something that you have to transition into. So you can't start a Facebook page and just expect right off the bat, when you only have 100 people that like your page, you can't expect to get results from that. It's something that you have to build slowly over time, and you'll eventually start seeing the benefits from it. But it's literally like starting Facebook at zero. So like if you came in and had 0 friends on Facebook, you're probably not going to reach many people. So that's what you're doing with your like page. You're literally starting from scratch. So it kind of has to be a transition for you. So build on your personal page a little bit. And in the meantime, like, you're slowly like adding people into your Facebook page, you are starting to build a following on your Facebook page, and then you're kind of transitioning over to using that, because that's really, in my opinion, one of the best ways to expand your network and expand it quickly. And then obviously Instagram is a really good way too. And to be honest with you, like, I'm still learning Instagram. I wouldn't say I get a ton of business from Instagram yet. That's something that you have to build up to. You have to build a following. And I would definitely, like I said, start with adding mutual friends on Facebook. Start with Facebook groups if you want to get into that, and transition yourself into the Facebook business page and Facebook, Instagram. Because, to be honest with you, those grow a lot faster when you can invest a little bit of money into them. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. I know I started my Facebook page pretty much like a couple weeks after I became a coach, and it was great because it gave me some more credibility. with people because they're like, oh, okay, this really is a legit business. She's got a business page on Facebook. She's giving me tips and stuff like that. But I didn't get any business with it really until I started investing in it. It didn't really actually like take off until I started investing some money into it, which wasn't, I wish I would have started doing that sooner, to be honest with you. But I didn't know how to use the Facebook page in the beginning. And I didn't know that I needed to invest money into it. It hadn't become like a big thing yet where, you know, the personal pages were being kind of like, you can't use these for business like how they are now. So definitely like once you're making like a regular paycheck from Beachbody, I would suggest investing into your business, like taking a little bit of that money and investing it back into your marketing for, you know, your Facebook page or something like that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then, you know, yeah, just get good at one thing. Usually takes like a month or two to really get good at using one specific thing. Like if it's the Facebook groups, get good at that and then move on to something else. Move on to Facebook, the Facebook page, and then move on to Instagram. So like I am 16 months into the business and I'm still like, I feel like I'm finally just getting a handle on like, okay, I've really got this Facebook page thing down now. Now I'm really kind of focusing in on Instagram and how I can use that better. And I'm still, you know, getting good at that. So it takes time and it's never immediate results. So just remember that, like when you start it, it's not going to happen overnight. Okay. The biggest way to attract people that are like you is just figuring out who you are, figure out your niche. Brand yourself. So you are the brand. Beachbody is not the brand. Beachbody is just a tool. So you need to be yourself on social media. You're honestly you're selling yourself. You're not selling the products. People can choose, you know, there's 300,000 Beachbody coaches. So why do they want to work with you? What's different about you? What about you relates to them in their life? And, you know, as you're just being yourself, you're building trust with people, they're getting to know you. And that's really what brings in, you know, great coaches and great customers because they've seen you posting on social media, they've gotten to know you a little bit, and they like who you are because it relates to them. So who are you? So I want you guys to think of 5 things that you're about as a person. These are just some examples. You're a mom, you love fitness, you like cooking, maybe you were an athlete, maybe you're a photographer, you like sewing, running, fashion, travel, faith, positivity. I mean, like these are just a bunch of examples. But pick 5 things that relate to you in your life and that you're about. And those are the things that you want to be posting about. And, you know, they don't have to be fitness related. They don't have to be health related. It can be anything, you know, figure out what it is and post about those things, because once you start posting about those type of things, those are the kind of people that you're going to start attracting to yourself. Like attracts like. So be that coach that you want on your team, or be the challenger that you want in your group. Think about who you really want to work with. And that's the type of person that you're going to be attracting. So if you're putting yourself out there in a positive light, you're sharing the things that you enjoy, your hobbies, your interests, you know, the things that you're good at, you're going to bring in those same type of people. So yeah. And then the last point I said, just share stuff that will attract that type of person to you. So what I like to do is I think about the pages that I follow on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever, and I go to those pages and I'm like, okay, what about this person, or what about this page attracted me to it? Is it, you know, is it because it's a woman who has, you know, achieved something great? Is it the fitness tips that she gives? Is it the type of photos she shows? Is it the type of tips that she shows? That type of stuff. Just figure out what little things attracted you to that and try implementing those into your business and into your social media. Okay, so what should you be sharing on social media to attract people? just share your life. Your life is basically your little mini reality show on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're using. So what are you eating? What is your workout? Share your family, share the fun things you do. How are you solving a problem? So just for example, like, how can you give someone a solution that is a busy mom to doing a quick workout or something like that? Share if you have a great healthy recipe, share that, share Shakeology recipes, sweaty selfies. If you should be doing personal development every day and you're learning things from that. So what about what you're learning can you share with others that might inspire somebody else? And just be really consistent with sharing, because if you're not consistent in your daily activities, then people don't know that you can help them. They don't know if you're going to show up every day for them because they don't see you every day. But if they see you every day and you're posting and you're sharing and you're seeing results and you're helping others and you're adding value to their life, then that builds your credibility. Add value. So honestly, the things in your life that seem so easy and second nature to you today are hard for most people. So, like maybe you are a teacher and you are just really busy every day, but somehow you still manage to get your workout in. So share tips with people about how you manage to do that on your busy schedule. Maybe you have quick workouts, or maybe you schedule it into your day a certain way, or maybe you take your kids with you to the park, or you let them, I don't know, like play some sort of game with you while you're working out. Like share little tips about what you do throughout your day that make your life easier, because a lot of people, like, you don't really realize it, but a lot of people don't know the things that you're doing that seem easy to you and seem second nature to you. People need like little tips like that, and you don't even realize it, and they really appreciate that. So when you're posting, think about people saying, that post that you made really made me want to work out today, or made me want to do some extra push-ups. I was so inspired by what you said in your post. Thank you for sharing that. I really needed to hear that. I love that recipe. Like, these are the kind of reactions you want to get from the post that you're putting out there. And then the biggest one, as far as like, if you're really wanting to attract quality coaches, like, you want people to say this. You want them to say, I want to do what you do, because you're out there, you're inspiring people, you're helping people, you're adding value to my life and other people's life, so I want to do that too. Okay, 80-20 rule is big. So especially on your personal page, you're sharing 80% of you and your life and your interests and that type of thing, and you're sharing only 20% of, Beachbody related stuff or fitness related stuff. People want to see you, especially on your personal page. So that 20% is just kind of thrown in there. So it's kind of like the jab, 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 right hook thing. If you've read that book, I would recommend it. But you're throwing little jabs in there. So you're sharing your life, you're sharing your passions, you're sharing little, you might be sharing like a little exciting result from one of your challengers or whatever. And then the right hook is it might be like a flyer for a challenge group, or it might be a flyer for a coaching internship or a sneak peek or something. That's the right hook. And that's, you're letting people get to know you, and then you're throwing in there, hey, what about this? Maybe you'll want to join my challenge group or whatever. But that's not 80% of what you're doing. That's only 20% of what you're doing at the most. And then on your Facebook page, it's more of the opposite. So the 20-80 rule, you want to post mostly health and fitness related stuff. But it's still good you still want to incorporate you in there, and you want to incorporate your life. So sharing a little bit of, other interests that you have or personal life is a good thing too. And then the biggest thing is that you're consistently sharing your fitness journey, or, you know, you're sharing your journey with being a coach in general. That is the biggest thing. Okay, so these are some, I just grabbed these from my page because they were easily accessible. So this is the difference between just sharing and sharing you with people, because this is what's going to set you apart. So anybody can kind of go on Pinterest or whatever and look up this type of stuff. And I don't know about you guys, the stuff on the left that says not this. I don't know about you guys, but when I think about my tendencies, and when I'm scrolling Facebook, this is the type of stuff, like, it's cool, but I kind of just scroll right past it. Like, I'm looking, I want to see what my friends are doing. I don't want to see, you know, stock photos. So these are examples right here on the right, just from my page or whatever, that have done well for me. So instead of, you know, a stock photo, I'm putting a quote that really speaks to me with my photo on it. And those usually do better for me, because there I'm really branding myself. Like, this is me and this is what I'm about, you know, this type of quote. And then obviously, like, drinking your Shakeology with your baby, that's me branding myself as a new mom, drinking Shakeology and doing my workout, that type of thing. So think about your brand, how you want to brand yourself, and how you can be a product of the product in that as well. And most importantly, you want to share your story with people. And this is probably the scariest part. I know I did not ever realize, like, that I wasn't sharing my story with people. Like, I was posting, you know, health and fitness tips and stuff like that. And I was sharing, you know, that I was doing the workouts and drinking Shakeology and personal development stuff. But I wasn't really sharing my story because I really didn't think that I had a story. But I did have a story, and I just had to kind of think about it and write it down on paper a few times to really kind of figure out what it was and be able to share it. And I kind of had to think about my past and just different things, like situations that I had gone through in my life. And it kind of turned into a story. And I mean, your story is constantly changing, so it doesn't have to be the same. But, you know, in the beginning, like, think about stories of other, you know, coaches on our team, like their fitness journey stories, you know, success stories in their business that you can share with people. And then once you know, are able to really sit down and figure out, what is your story? Like, why did you get started in this business? What do you want to accomplish with your health and fitness, or what have you accomplished? Turn your mess into your message. So it doesn't have to be pretty. Like, you don't have to share this, like, shiny object, like, oh, like, everything is just perfect in my life, and, you know, I've never felt ugly, or I've never felt fat, or I've never felt, you know, not confident in myself or whatever. Like, who were you before you were a Beachbody coach? Or who were you before you started eating clean? Or who were you before you got this fitness program or whatever? And share why you've changed, or how you've changed through using the products, or through just being on a team of coaches who inspire you, or maybe through personal development. I know for me, like, my biggest transformation isn't really fitness related. You know, I was an athlete before I started becoming a Beachbody coach. I was in good shape. I've had a good transformation, like, since I've had my baby, but my biggest transformation is just mental and emotional more than anything. And so that's what I share more about, is how, like, the personal development has changed me, and how being on a team of people who support me has changed me. So turn, you know, that mess into a message. And yes, it is uncomfortable. It's super uncomfortable. And it took me, like, probably 8 months to share any of this stuff, because I felt so uncomfortable. But honestly, it's, if you really want to make this more than just a hobby, you kind of have to get a little uncomfortable. And it's I love the quote that says like, comfort zone is a beautiful place to be, but nothing ever grows there. And for me, that rings so true because it's so easy to just get in your comfort zone and doing like the same things, but you're not going to grow that way. And our like this business really is about just growing yourself and sharing that with people. And so just being willing to be a little bit uncomfortable is going to help you, and not just, I mean, it's going to help other people, but it's also going to help you as a person. And in doing that and growing yourself, you're going to be able to help way more people than you would is if you just, kind of stick in that little comfort zone, that little bubble that you're in. So that's why personal development is so important. And that I can 100% say like personal development is what has made me become like a more successful coach, because I was doing it consistently and I was doing it every day and I was applying what I was learning and not just reading it or listening to it. That's what has really kind of made me have like a inner transformation as opposed to just an outer transformation. So make sharing your story part of your weekly routine. Now, this doesn't mean that you got to share your whole like spiel about your entire life story. That's not what I'm saying. Breadcrumb it. So share little bits and pieces. So maybe share, what I like to do is every Thursday or Friday, I'll do like a throwback Thursday and I'll share, sometimes I'll do a before and after photo or whatever. Sometimes I just share something about my past and what has kind of changed since I've become a coach or since I started eating healthy or that type of thing. But you just share little bits and pieces. It doesn't have to be this entire long drawn out story, but just like share little pieces of your life and how you've improved as a person and, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. It can literally be like 2 sentences, like, I don't know, like I can't even think of an example right now. Like you could share a picture of yourself 5 years ago. This girl was not very confident and scared to go work out or go to the gym. And today I'm this person who is excited to work out and I feel better and healthier than I ever have. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be elaborate, but it's just sharing a little bit of your past because you want people to get to know you and you want them to relate with you. So that's, I mean, I can truly tell you, once I started sharing myself and started sharing my story and started getting uncomfortable, that's when my business completely started to explode and I started attracting people who were like me and wanted to, improve themselves as well. So this is just kind of like a little template you can use if you want to kind of figure out what your story is. The one up here is more of kind of like a weight loss story. So, before I used Beachbody products, I weighed or felt this way. I wore a size X. I felt overwhelmed, embarrassed. Maybe you were depressed. Your energy was low. Then I started working out with insert program. I started eating clean, drinking Shakeology, and now I feel happier, stronger, healthier. I have more energy. I mean, this is just a template you guys can use to help you get started. It doesn't have to be one size fits all. Be you, share you. It's got to sound like you, but this is just kind of like an idea that you can go off of. And likewise, what I said, it doesn't have to be a weight story, or a weight loss story necessarily. How did you feel before you became a coach? Why were you looking for this opportunity? What results have you seen since becoming a coach? Have you seen your income grow? Have you built some amazing friendships? How many people have you helped to lose weight? Mental and physical changes for yourself. Are you more confident? Are you more excited or passionate about life now? Like, what is it that has changed within you since you've become a coach? And then what are you looking forward to seeing in the future? Just share little bits and pieces with your social media following about you and who you are and who you used to be. Okay, so going in real quick to the Facebook like page, I think that this is an awesome way to build your network and to meet people who are like you and attract people that are like you. It gives you constant targeted leads who are like you and that are looking for people like you to help them. Like I said, investing in your page is the way to go, in my opinion. So if you aren't making a consistent paycheck weekly, that's okay. Like, and you don't really have the money to invest into it right now. You don't have to invest into it right now, but start building it up and start, offering people value on it and try to build it organically. Go on YouTube and look up how people have built their pages organically. See what tips that they have for you, because there are people that have done it. I know you have to post more because you got to get more engagement if you want to build completely organically. But if you want to build faster, investing is the way to go. And then you get into, running ads for likes. So you're straight up targeting people who are like you to come and like your page. Like, you can pick out what kind of clothes they like to wear, what brands they like, what kind of fitness they like. And those are the people that will start liking your page and start following you. And then, of course, boosting ads. And I made a video about how to kind of target people when you're boosting ads and get really like specific about it, because it works. It really does. This is how I've met several of the coaches on our team, is from boosting ads. And I never would have met these like amazing girls if I didn't do it. Like Kaylin is one of them. Like, I never would have met her, which is crazy because we're like so much alike. It's ridiculous. And she's an awesome coach. She's an awesome person. Now I like can't even imagine that I wouldn't have met this girl if I didn't invest in my page and run an ad that she just happened to see. Like, how crazy is that? So if you want to learn more about that, like, I made a YouTube video about how to boost your ads and target your niche and attract people that way. So you can look at that. But then obviously, like, if you do want to invest, like, set a budget. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. I think I started like $2 a day or something. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot. And then I've slowly increased it. Like, I think I maybe at like, I'm still not a lot, maybe like $6 a day, $8 a day. But figure out what works for you and, test it out and see if your page starts to gain momentum, because that's really what it's all about, is gaining momentum. And then I'm kind of repeating myself here, but give real value. People don't know you, so let them get to know you. Give them a reason to follow you and really get to know who you are and why they should follow you. What different things do you have to offer them? What makes you unique? And always remember that building this stuff takes time. It always takes time. It's probably taken me 3 or 4 months to really figure it out and gain momentum in my Facebook page. But now that I've done it, like, honestly, my Facebook page is the reason why I don't have any problem hitting Success Club 10 every month. So if that's what you want in your business, like, start building it now and start and, really trying to think of things that'll add value to people's lives, that they'll want to follow you. And like I said, if you can, invest into it or when you can, invest into it. Okay, another thing that I think is really good for you and your business and attracting other people who are confident and other people who are leaders is to be a host. So host your own sneak peeks, or put your own videos into our sneak peeks. I know when I started, I was like kind of just throwing people into the Team Smash sneak peek. Wasn't really involved. I was just kind of putting them in there. I didn't really see a lot of results with it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to start my own. And I started my own, and I've seen so much better results from doing that. So, like, I highly encourage you guys, if you want to start your own, start your own. And I mean, even if you just want to start, like, if you want to make one video to put into ours and see how you feel about that. And then maybe next month you want to start your own, like that's fine. But when people can kind of get to know you better, they trust you more and they get to know you a little bit better. They see you like on camera or something. That is where like that trust begins to build and they feel like they know you and they want to join you. So don't just ride the coattails of your upline. Really get out there and get a little uncomfortable and kind of become a leader and do your own thing. And then lastly, this is kind of just going along with the personal development and why it's so important. These are just some recommendations for you if you want to build your leadership skills or you want to build your confidence skills, because it really is, it's something that can be learned. Like I said, complete zero confidence when I started this business, and like I'm probably a different person now than I used to be. Like I really feel like a different person. So Chalene is a big one. I love Chalene. Like I listen to her podcast all the time. She also has like a Courageous Confidence Club, which is amazing. It does cost money. Her podcasts are free, but this costs money. But it's well worth it if your confidence is something that you want to work on. Jab, 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 Right Hook is all about social media. So definitely recommend that book. It's by Gary Vaynerchuk. Leadership, Failing Forward, anything by John C. Maxwell. If you want to work on your leadership skills, read his stuff. He's amazing. 5 Levels of Leadership. And then for social media, like just first of all, using YouTube and just looking at other coaches' videos, and then studying other coaches who are really good at social media and really get social media, and just studying them and figuring out like what types of things they're sharing, and trying to implement little things into your business from that. So those are my tips. Do you guys have any questions? Sorry, that was a lot longer than I expected it to be.
That's okay.
All right, do you have any questions? No? Okay.
I don't have any questions, but I wanted to add something.
Sure.
With the stock photos, I use them a lot, especially on my Instagram and occasionally on my Facebook. And when you were talking about it, I was like scrolling back through. They do work if add like your own personal like story to it. So like I'll throw a quote, but I have to like go back and add like why it's relevant to me that day and not just let the quote do all the talking. And so then I'll get 20 or 40 likes on some of them but it's more because like if I just throw up the quote, nobody likes it. But if I throw up the quote with my own personal, like, this is why this is relevant to me today, people like it. But I will say I get more shares from those than I do from pictures of me. Like people don't share my stuff. And I think I would never share somebody else's face. So like my personal page gets more shares if I do it that way.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like if you see, if there's a stock photo and you're like, that really like is me, like that's how I'm feeling and it really speaks to you, like I think that's totally cool to share that. Like I still share some stock photos. I just don't want people to get in the habit of like only sharing stock photos. You know what I mean?
I just didn't want people to feel like you could never use them. But like you most certainly can. You just have to use them strategically. You can't just throw.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Because
and certainly share Shakeology. Me and Jackie used to talk about it all the time, and she was like, "You never share," and I was like, "I drink it every day." And every time I share it, somebody inboxes me and is like, "What is it? How can I get it? Send me to your website." Mm-hmm. And I even had a girl send me a message, and she was like, "I didn't know you were a Beachbody coach. I used to buy Shakeology from my gym, and they don't sell it anymore. Send me your page. I'll order from you." So, I mean, really, like, I'll take a picture drinking it, or I'll post a recipe, or I'll just say, like, I drink this every day, and it gets all the attention.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. Like, you have to you have to remind people like, hey, like, yep, I still drink this stuff and I still like it and it's still amazing. Like I make sure that I share, you know, a photo of myself drinking Shakeology or a recipe or something at least every week. Um, and like Paige, like I always get somebody that inboxes me about it almost all the time. If I say, you know, that it's in any way, like, you know, I'll write something about how it's benefited me or whatever, or something that's different about it compared to something else. And I always get people inboxing me like, hey, what is it? I forget. Like, can you tell me more about it? Can you send me some more information? Like always. So do not forget to share that stuff. It's so important. It really is. Like people have to be reminded of what you're doing and that, yeah, like you are a Beachbody coach. So you want people to know like you're the go-to fitness person, but you're also the go-to Beachbody coach, because most people probably know other people that are Beachbody coaches and that are on their friends list. And I have so many people that come to me, they're like, I have a lot of friends on my friends list that are Beachbody coaches, but I like you. I don't know what it is, but something's different about you. You don't ever seem like you're trying to sell me something. You just share. And like that's really all I do is I just share what I'm doing every day. And like I think I was telling Melissa, I was like, just share. She was like, I don't know what to say about Shakeology. And I was like, just share that you're running to work and like you don't have time to make breakfast, but you have time to drink your Shakeology, and share a picture of you drinking it on your way out the door with the kids. Like that's what people want to see. They want to see you being real, and they want to see like just a normal everyday person. Like how is this helping you in your life? And know like that's why it works. I wouldn't ever share just like a stock photo of Shakeology on my page or whatever. It has to be kind of catered toward you and like your niche and who you are, and it's just gotta be real. It's just gotta be real. Because I mean, even not even just like the stock photos, but like the Beachbody like advertising stuff that they put out, that is really the stuff that people scroll past because they're like, oh, it's an advertisement, keep moving. Like so it's got to be like a real picture of you and what you're doing. So anyways, thanks for adding that page. That was a really good tip, and it's very true. Did anybody else have anything else they wanted to add?
Well, kind of going off what Paige was saying, I think someone in the group posted one of those like advertisement pictures and people were using it. I mean, do people see success doing that? Or, I mean, because I don't really feel like that's a great way to advertise. Like you said, it's like share your story, share what you're doing, share what you're drinking, Shakeology, share your workouts type of thing, not, you know, this challenge pack is on sale this month type of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which one you're referring to or whatever, but like for me, I mean, I feel like we've all done it, especially in the beginning. Like, yeah. I know, like, I think on the last call, I was like, I posted this P90X thing, and I was like, here's my link, like, sign up for my challenge group. And it's just like, no, why am I doing that? Because no, like, maybe one person will click on that link, but most people are just going to scroll right past it.
Yeah.
So I have personally never seen success doing that.
Okay.
I don't know that other people have. And for me, like, I don't want to do the things, like, that stuff annoys me. So I don't want to do that myself because, like, then I feel like I'm attracting people who are attracted to that, and I'm not attracted to that. So does that make sense?
Right.
So
yeah, it does.
Do the thing, like, figure out what is exciting to you and what attracts you and share in that way. If that kind of stuff, like, you're like, oh yeah, cool, like, there's a sale on P90X, that excites you, then yeah, sure, share that. But I know for me that doesn't attract me. So, and I'm trying to attract people who are like me. So, you know, that's my kind of take on it. but I'm sure maybe it
Yeah, sorry, my internet's going in and out.
will. That's all right. All right. Well, if y'all don't have anything else,
Jackie?
yeah.
I'm having trouble getting people who are okay with me sharing their like pre-post pictures. And so like I don't want to always be showing mine. I
Like
don't really know.
before and after photos.
Yeah.
So, I actually rarely ever share people's before and after photos unless it's a coach on our team. So, like we have, you know what I should do is I need to put together, like everybody's before and after photos that's on our team, and like we can share like you could share those. Because yeah, most people aren't comfortable with it unless they're a coach and they've been sharing, like they've shared it before. So yeah, that's what I would like. I just share other coaches before and after photos if it's not myself. So that's what I would do. Yeah, I think like I don't think anyone's ever been like, yeah, sure, you can share my before and after photos. Like people are really uncomfortable with that unless they're already in the business and they're a coach or whatever. So yeah. So I mean that's normal. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would share your own, like I try to share my own like maybe once a month or something, just because it like people forget about it and they need to be reminded. But yeah, I wouldn't want to share them every week or whatever, but maybe once a month or something I'll share my own. And I'll try to think of different ways to share it too, so I'm not always showing the same before and after photo. For 21 Day Fix, like maybe I'm sharing, like all the times I'll share like a picture for me like 5 years ago and sharing one now, and like, you know, I look a lot different, or like I shared the one of like how my skin looks different from 5 years ago or whatever, that type of thing. So just kind of thinking of little different ways you might be able, like I never even realized that I looked any different until I just went back and was like looking through old pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy, like my face looks different, it's weird. And I didn't even realize it like when I started looking at those. So you just never know or whatever, but just thinking of different ways to share and sharing other people's stories too. I think I've shared Paige's before, I've shared Zakia's, I've shared Ashton's photos before, and I've shared yours, Melissa. Like, so it's mainly just been coaches are the ones that I've shared.
Right.
So. Anything else? No? Alrighty, well, I'll let you guys go because that was like super long. I feel tired now. All right, well, have a good Saturday. I love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.